The year is 2026 and Ghost has been popping off for quite the longest. I've been seeing it on my feed, and honestly, it's one of those things where I'm like thinking about it and going from how it used to be back in the day when it first came out. I'm just like, man, bro, like how is this game popular again? Like, have we forgotten the maps being too large and everything being like just this disjointed mess of a game back then? Now, for me personally, I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it at all. In my previous video, I talked about I like more Black Ops 2 around the time because 2012 Black Ops 2 came out, 2013 Ghost came out, and then additional year 2014 Advanced Warfare came out. So as each year kind of came along, I just gave it more of a chance to play the games and just seeing how well I liked it. But with Call of Duty Ghosts, I'm just surprised that people are actually going back into playing this game. I'm like, what is it about this game that people may like? Maybe they've grown more softer, most likely of the maps and the gunplay, and just the guns and stuff like that, and the movement and everything being simple is more of a refined, old school Call of Duty feeling. I think because people are kind of tired of the Omni movement and these later CODs and just the whole gameplay aspect of the microtransactions and just everything about current Call of Duty. Because back then, around this time, 2013, Call of Duty wasn't really going too crazy with microtransactions. I don't think that came out until 2014 with Advanced Warfare. So I think 2013 was probably the last year that Call of Duty ever really seen itself with microtransactions and just dealing with all that kind of mess. So it made a real big difference. But yeah, just going towards just this game in general, I think people are kind of giving it more of a second chance. I wonder if Advanced Warfare is gonna see the same thing, where people are going to be nostalgic about that, because for me, I like Advanced Warfare. Warfare was pretty good. It was a pretty fun game, and I had a good time playing it around the release date and everything, and I didn't mind it as much, like the jump packing and doing all that kind of stuff. It was pretty fun. The gameplay was pretty sweet. I liked the campaign of that one, and I thought the gunplay was just fun. It was new, it was innovative, and it gave it a reason for me to come back and enjoy the experience. So there's really that. So yeah, this game Ghost in 2026. I'm really not gonna play it like that. I'm just really surprised to see why people may like it. And yeah, just I think Call of Duty at the point of recording this right now is at a really standstill when it comes to just them making content and not relating too much to their fans. And a majority of the fans left, and it's not really that many people left to make a comeback and to really just see, like, okay, what made Call of Duty original, what made it special, what made it unique, and what made people keep coming back year after year playing the game. So there's that. But a lot of times when it comes to these older CODs, people are a lot more generous with it. But I never would imagine in a million years Call of Duty Ghosts would be making this crazy comeback, because people really, you have to really grasp, people did not like this game. This was, I would say, after Black Ops 2, like Ghost was like the first game in the franchise that just did not hit for a lot of people. Like, I don't think people really understand how after Black Ops 2, Call of Duty Ghosts was like that first downhill game that a lot of people didn't play. It was first Ghost, Advanced Warfare. Black Ops 3 was mixed reviews. Personally, for me, the campaign was terrible for Black Ops 3, but then the multiplayer was okay for me. I played it obviously a lot, put a lot more hours into that. 2016, Infinite Warfare. 2017, yeah, World War II, and then, and then 2018. What came out in 2018? What, Vanguard or something like that, or shit, it was our Cold War, and then no, I'm getting damn games mixed up. But it wasn't until 2019. No, 2018 was Black Ops 4, and then 2019 was Modern Warfare 2019. That was my favorite one right there out of the entire franchise. I think everybody came back to that one. That was more fun, but it took them about, I don't know, fucking a long time, quite some time for them to really get back into the game and to the franchise and really have fun with this one again as they used to. And just kind of seeing it from my standpoint, I think it's crazy. Just people are going back to this game and being more forgiving about it. I don't really see, the gameplay I have right now is from a YouTuber, and a really good YouTuber. And yeah, just they're not really complaining about the maps, the gunplay, or none of that stuff. And nothing that where people were complaining about before, you don't really see anyone complaining about it now. They're like, man, I love this game. I really liked it. And if I can only imagine if they made a second Ghost, will they still continue off from the movement, the gameplay, and just the the identity of this game, and improving on it and making it better? Because Ghosts, as people give shit on it, it really did start out giving Call of Duty more of its modern feel. Because think about from Black Ops 2 and from the Modern Warfare series, the OG Modern Warfare series, there was just standard movement. It was standard gameplay. There was no environmental interactions or anything like that. It was just, you're a soldier, you're moving around the map, and then you kind of utilize the map for what it was. But in Ghost, everything was more up to you as a player, of course. And, you have the ability to slide. You were able to, hop over things and lean into walls. I don't think Inspect Animation came out around that time, but there was more customizations towards everything. And then new perks and all that stuff. Kill streaks was different, and then calling cards. I remember that. It was new, it was different, but that was the first game that really switched up a lot of things and gave it more life. Because for starters, you have to think about around that time, we were switching over from the old gen, which was the Xbox 360, and then the PS3 over to new gen. So for the first time in franchise history, they were able to do more within this game. They were able to add more details, little things, refine things, and add more characteristics towards the guns and towards the maps and the gameplay as a whole general. So they were able to do a lot more. So this was really ambition for that company. Ambitious towards that company. There you go. So basically, yeah, that's pretty cool when it comes to that. I would give them a chance, and I'd be a lot more forgiving. Because without this game, we wouldn't have the cool movements that we have now, or not too crazy, but something where it's tangible. But yeah, this game, it's crazy seeing people come back and just playing it for time to time, and just having fun with it. I wonder how long this is going to stay, because the same thing happened with Battlefront 2 last year. I don't know if you guys were there for that. There's like this crazy resurgence of a lot of Battlefield 2 players coming back. Like Battlefront 2 was on EA Battlefront 2. They came back and said, we want EA to make another Battlefront game. And all the players came back and stuff like that. And, everybody was saying, make Battlefront 3. And people wanted to have fun and play the game and bring it back. Big YouTubers and celebrities was freaking playing the game. And it was a real big deal. And I'm like, I was one of those fans of that game where I never left. I played that game for the longest and have fun with it. And I never really turned my back on that game ever. I just was surprised to see people were finding out about this game. I'm like, where the fuck have y'all been this whole entire time? So it's just scratching my head on that point. But yeah, I've always loved that game. That game was perfect with everything. Yeah, of course it had those microtransactions, but the gameplay was fun. And it could have been a different story if they had support from back then, and the continuation from it now. So there's that. But the whole bottom line with all this stuff is, what will the developers see when they see when they see people coming back to this game? Will they get their attention? Will they be able to get an idea okay, maybe we should refine Call of Duty and bring it back to its natural habitat, take out the Omni movement, the crazy microtransactions, make the campaign more serious again, make it more linear and fun and enjoyable for everybody, and bring Call of Duty back to its roots. And because it kind of says a lot when they're going back to Ghost, because Ghost, like I said, this game was not well received when it first came out. So it's a pretty big deal for people to come back and play this again. And that's something about this video that I really wanted you guys to kind of hear and take off from, where it's just crazy how far a community or fan base will go into bringing back an old franchise to prove their point, voting with their wallets and with their time, that they refuse to play a game that, a current game that's really not suitable for them anymore. because not many people like Black Ops 7 with its twitch fast reflexing, the gunplay, and it's just the maps and just how the microtransactions are. Just people aren't really buying that no more. So there's that. But thank you guys for listening to this video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe and let me know what you guys think in the comments. And peace.